You know how it usually goes, right? A huge global company with a massive budget comes in and just dominates. Well, in India's dairy market, that's not what happened. Not even close. The undisputed king isn't some multinational giant, it's a brand called Amul, a brand that's basically part of the furniture in every Indian home. So how on earth did a cooperative owned by farmers become this unbeatable powerhouse? That's what we're going to dig into.
Yeah, this is the real head-scratcher, isn't it? I mean, think about it. You've got this cooperative, owned by millions of small-scale farmers, going up against the biggest names in the food business. And they're not just surviving, they're winning. The answer, as you're about to see, kind of flips a lot of what we think we know about business on its head.
And here's where it all starts. Look at that number, 3.6 million. And no, that's not a typo. That's how many farmers own Amul. Let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about just a company here. This is a massive collective movement. And this ownership model, it is the absolute bedrock of everything else we're going to talk about.
So when we talk about a company's moat, that thing that protects it from competitors, we usually think of a secret recipe or some brilliant marketing slogan. But with Amul, their biggest strength isn't something you can see on a butter wrapper. It's baked right into the structure of the business. Let me show you what I mean.
It's actually a beautifully simple cycle, and it's the engine that drives the whole thing. The farmers bring their milk straight to collection centers. Boom, middlemen are gone. What does that do? It slashes costs. And the best part? The profits go right back to the farmers, the owners. It creates this amazing feedback loop. The farmers are happy, loyal, and efficient, which makes the company stronger, which in turn benefits the farmers. It just keeps feeding itself.
And that loop, that's what builds the walls of their moat, brick by brick. Think about the advantages. You've got a guaranteed, consistent milk supply because your suppliers are your owners, they're incredibly loyal, your costs are way down so you can keep prices low. And all of this builds this incredible foundation of trust, not just with the farmers, but with you, the customer. It's a fortress that, honestly, no amount of money can just buy or build overnight.
Okay, so they've got this incredible structure, this rock-solid foundation. How does that play out in the market? Well, because they have this advantage, they don't have to go chasing after tiny, high-profit niches. Nope, they get to play a much, much bigger game.
And their positioning really says it all. The taste of India. That's not just a nice-sounding slogan. It's a mission statement. The goal was never to be the fanciest, most exclusive brand. The goal was to be on the breakfast table of every single household in India. It's a deliberate choice to be affordable, to be reliable, and to be unapologetically, proudly Indian.
And this is where you can really see the difference in strategy. You've got the global giants over here chasing after niche audiences with premium products and premium prices. Then you have Amul playing a totally different game. They're aiming for everyone with prices that everyone can afford. Their superpower isn't some slick global appeal. It's that deep local trust, and they lean into that hard.
Their product strategy is just brilliant in its simplicity. It's all about becoming a staple in your kitchen. They offer what you might call the full dairy basket: milk, butter, ghee, cheese, ice cream, all the essentials that you buy week in, week out. This means they're not just a brand you buy for a special occasion. No, they're woven into the daily routine of millions of people. And that means constant, reliable sales.
But of course, a plan to sell to everyone only works if you can actually reach everyone. And well, Amul has that covered. We're talking about a distribution network of over 1 million retail outlets across the country. I mean, from the tiniest village shop to the biggest city supermarket. They basically achieved total saturation. If you want an Amul product, you're going to find it. It's that simple.
So we get this super unique business model and a market strategy that's just steamrolling the competition. But what about the brand's voice, its personality? This is where the story gets really, really fun. And it all revolves around a little girl in a polka dot dress.
Utterly butterly delicious. I mean, for decades, that's been so much more than just a tagline. It's practically a national catchphrase in India. It just brings up this feeling of nostalgia, of comfort, of a simple pleasure that's been shared from grandparents to grandkids.
And the star of this whole show is, of course, the Amul girl. She was created way back in 1966, but she was never just a static mascot. She became a real-time commentator on pretty much everything happening in the country. On billboards everywhere, she'd have a clever, witty take on the latest cricket match, a new movie, or even political events. It's how Amul stays part of the daily conversation, every single day.
And here's the real kicker. They pull off this incredible cultural relevance while spending next to nothing on advertising. I mean, you look at their competitors, they're pouring fortunes into ad campaigns. Amul's budget is a tiny, tiny fraction of that. It's the ultimate proof that you don't need to be the loudest voice in the room if you're the cleverest.
All right, let's step back and pull all these threads together. We've got the farmer-owned model, right? The sell-to-everyone playbook, and the iconic, witty advertising. But when you put all of that into one big picture, what's the real secret sauce here? What is it that truly makes Amul Amul?
And that brings us to the most important question of all. When you're standing in a store and you pick up a carton of Amul milk or a block of their butter, what are you really buying? Is it just dairy? The answer, as you might have guessed, is a definite no.
The thing is, Amul isn't really in the dairy business. They're in the trust business. Every single product they sell comes with this unspoken promise, a promise of fairness to the millions of farmers behind it, a promise of connecting to a shared Indian identity, and a promise of just being reliable every single time. That's their core product, and that's something a global competitor just can't copy-paste.
And maybe that's the ultimate lesson from Amul's story. Winning isn't always about who has the most money or who shouts the loudest. Sometimes it's about the quiet, consistent, and incredibly powerful act of just showing up day after day. Showing up in millions of kitchens, showing up for millions of farmers, and showing up in the nation's daily conversation. It kind of makes you wonder, right? In this crazy age of constant disruption, maybe the most powerful strategy of all is simply to be trusted.